there are many facets to America. A cross-country trip to explore her beauty and culture is a phenomenal adventure, full of lasting memories. Think about undertaking such an endeavor under pedal power. Huffing and puffing and pushing and pedaling across North America, like this pair of cyclists, would be quite the trip.
We're doing roughly just a bit more than 4,000 miles, and we're sticking to the kind of northern states. We crossed over into Canada once, into Ontario along the northern shore of Lake Erie. Do you know, if you think about what's ahead, if you think that I've got more than 2,000 miles still to go, that's quite daunting. So we just take each day at a time. And generally speaking, we like to clock 45 to 50 miles each day. Any more than that, and that's pretty tough. I've always been an outdoor person in Scotland, hiking and biking and skiing and such like, but mountain biking's always been pretty much top of my priority list in the outdoor sports. So when my kind of soulmate and closest friend Pauline headed off on a world cycle, I was kind of desperate to be a part of it. But yeah, it was her trip. She went off on her own, and I joined her for a little while in Spain, but that just got me hungry for more. So when she said she was going to cycle from Boston to Seattle, I thought, you know what, life's too short. I've got to go and do that. So I just told all my work colleagues, you know what, I'm going to be absent for 6 months, and decided to come and do that cycle trip. As a filmmaker, it just seems a perfect opportunity to make a movie of the whole trip. You know, the lifestyle is kind of idyllic, really. I mean, if you think about, let's say you would decide to do this in a car, there's no way you would see America, if you know what I mean. I mean, cycling through all of the different states, we smell the different smells in each of the different states, we see the different sights, we actually meet people and talk to them. So I think if you want to see America, this is the way to do it. Yes, it's hard, yes, it's painful, yes, it's exhausting, but you know, it's a great way to see the country and a great way to lose weight as well. So you have this kind of predetermined view and image and opinion of American people. But do you know what? Since I came here, I would say it's been quite emotional at times. Just the generosity and kindness of the American people towards us has been phenomenal.
This is more than just a bike ride and an opportunity to make a movie. There's an objective to this endeavor.
I'm only kind of a part of that. It's actually Pauline who's doing the fundraising via her blog and from the website. I'm supporting that, if you like, through the website. And obviously I'm donating as well and supporting her by cycling across America. But as she's going around the world,
I'm a really keen cyclist, but I'd always had a dream to load up my bicycle and just head off to the horizon and ride it. I also have a very favourite saying in life, which is, it's better to have lived one day as a tiger than 1,000 years as a sheep. So this is my one day as a tiger as well. I left Scotland last July. I just cycled out from home and took a ferry across to Europe. I spent last summer cycling across France, Spain and Portugal. And then I took a cargo ship from Spain to Buenos Aires in Argentina. I cycled across Argentina to the Andes and then zigzagged up the Andes between Chile and Argentina, climbed up onto the Bolivian Altiplano to La Paz, and then I took a flight from La Paz to the States where I met my friend Graham for this North America leg. I'm out here achieving my dream and having a brilliant time, but at the same time I didn't want this to be just a self-indulgent trip around the world, so I wanted some good to come out of it. So I decided to raise money for a charity called Oxfam. They work with people in third world countries, people who suffered from natural disasters, poverty deprivation, and about halfway to my target I've raised about the equivalent of $1,600 now, so I'm really pleased with that. It's going really well.
The dedication and sacrifice involved with such a passion is tremendous.
I gave up my home, I gave up my job back in Scotland when I left, so this is really my life at the moment. It's not just a holiday or a one-off trip, it's my whole life for maybe a couple of years.
The preparation and planning for such a trip is extensive. There's consideration for weight, weather, gear, travel packs, food, shelter, clothing, and everything is self-contained. As they call it, a kit. And the bike is something special.
Designed for a long journey, but it's also designed to travel the world. So all the parts on the bicycle can be changed in
Universal.
America, France, Bolivia. It's very simple.
Okay.
And it's made of steel.
Okay. Heavy
So-
duty, yeah.
Yeah, it's strong, and even if it breaks, it can be welded.
But it's still
It's still heavy, and I'm quite small. Yeah.
So you're gonna feel that riding around like crazy.
Yeah, it's okay on the flat, but as soon as you hit even a marginal hill, it feels like you've got, I don't know, a football team pulling you back. Yeah, and this one, all the clothes for 2 years on the road. That's it, that's all I have.
Wow.
And we've got our bear spray here.
This is a woman with a small wardrobe.
These travelers carry with them all they need for a nomadic lifestyle. They have an efficient and compact setup, but it's drastically different than just going for a bike ride.
Wow, you can feel it in the steering, the control element in the front.
Yes,
That it's
yeah.
not as responsive. I can see the
a
wind
nightmare.
factor really having an effect on it.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Oh no. Oh dear.
All right. Well,
Disc brakes are good.
I like to keep my loads light.
The bike itself, if there was nothing on the bike, would weigh about 30 to 35 pounds, and the amount of gear that's on this is just round about 50 pounds, and then I weigh 180. That's a lot to push up a hill.
Since we all had bikes, I joined the Sleepless till Seattle cyclists on an easy downhill ride through Stillwater, Minnesota.
This does give you a really nice way of seeing the country because we're right next to the houses, up and down the hills, the quaint little neighborhoods.
You know, I like some of the big cities that you see, although we haven't been through many, but they don't have any discernible centre.
Yeah.
And so a place like this, it's nice to see a kind of main street with lots of little kind of old shops. It's quite exciting really because everywhere we've been, each state has its own personality. You know, that can be the people, the countryside, the things you see, the temperature, the weather. So I know that what's ahead of us is going to be completely different again. I mean, I know the borders are only lines on a map, but there's a definite difference between each state.
There's always someone to see, or somebody to meet, or something just about to happen around the corner that you would never imagine.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this trip.
For more information on Life to the Max, go to our website at lifetothemax.tv.